All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing you to the two fighters. We fight here 5 by 3-minute rounds. We do it in the welterweight division. Introducing to you first, standing across in the blue corner. He tipped the scales, 66.4 kilos. Travels to us tonight from Innisfail. He is a Muay Thai star who tonight turns his hand to professional boxing. Give it up. This is Quinton the Hitman Smith. And his opponent standing across in the red corner. He weighed in officially 66.8 kilos. From Pittsburgh, he's trained out of Smithy's TGW Country Gym under the guidance of Bradley Smith and Gary Rule. His professional boxing record to date, a perfect one, 5 fights. 5 wins, 2 big wins coming by way of knockout yet to taste defeat. Brisbane, make some noise. This is the fighting pride of Pittsburgh, Stone Lee Jackson Griffiths.
Here we go,
Referee, third
folks.
man in the middle.
Welcome back to
Mr. John
Boxing
Watson.
Bazaar 3 here at the Greek Club in Brisbane. Drury Forbes and Nathan DiCarlo. And we've got Stonely Jackson taking on Quinton Smith. And there's a huge rap on this youngster, but Stonely Jackson, he's out of TGW Country Gym, Pittsworth in the black trunks. Red corner, trained by Bradley Smith and Gary Rule. Quinton
This
Smith,
is round
blue
one.
corner, white trunks, Athlete Gym, trained by Clayton Cook. And I hear that the young Quinton Smith, Nathan, he's got some fans out there.
Yeah, he definitely does, and he's got a Muay Thai background, I think. So first professional fight here tonight, but a superstar in the Muay Thai ranks. So it'll be interesting to see how he converts over to the boxing scene here tonight. You can see he's definitely seen his way around the ring already. He's light on his feet. He's popping that jab. And Stonely Jackson, he's in for his 6th fight. He's Mr. Perfect at this stage. He's had 5 fights, 5 wins, 2 knockouts. So he wants to keep on going tonight. That win streak.
Yeah, Quinton Smith on his debut, as we just heard. And Stonely Jackson, the black trunks, just getting worked around the ring by Quinton Smith, but he looks in control early on here, Stonely Jackson. As you say, Quinton Smith very light on his feet.
Yeah, a little bit upright in his stance. Probably not so much suited to boxing because you like to sit down on your punches. You like to bend your knees so you convert your power through your shots. So a little bit upright, but he'll find that in time, no doubt.
It's a real credit to Four Elements Promotions, isn't it, Nathan? Because they give these other fighters a real go at boxing, whether it's Muay Thai, mixed martial arts. You know, they really are inclusive in giving everyone a go who wants to get into boxing.
Yeah, and it allows them to cross over as well because the one promotional banner, you know, covers all four elements of the fighting sports. So to cross over, it's easier to do it. You've got so many obviously fighters in the gym that you can spar with and help you in your new combat sport. So it aids the cause, that's for sure. As Stonely Jackson marches forward with a couple of good shots himself.
Yeah, big right from Jackson, but Quinton Smith staying very busy. The youngster, I believe he's only 19.
And talking about busy, Stonely's 4th fight already for 2022. So the boys at Smithy's Gym are keeping him very, very active.
He's quick, Smith. He's very quick and Stonely Jackson probably hasn't come up against a fighter quite like this before.
No, very light on his feet. He's in and out. He's a very hard target to hit because you can see if you blink, he's gone. You can see escaping left and right, using the whole ring. Doing very good is Quinton Smith in his pro debut.
And looks very fit as well, doesn't he? I mean, he's not getting tired. I know it's only round 1. So final 10 seconds. Stonely Jackson looking to keep Smith in the corner. Nice right there from Jackson as we finish the first. And how did you see the opening round, Nathan DiCarlo?
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I mean, I think Quinton Smith did a really good job of evading and, you know, not getting hit much, but hitting his opponent at times. So it's probably his round to lose that one, to be honest. He's controlled the ring really well, used the whole ring. Stonely just following him around him at times. But I think obviously having the experience edge on his opponent, he might be able to close that distance in the second, third, and fourth round.
Which of the two camps do you think would be happier at the moment?
I think they both wouldn't be unhappy because it's only first round. It's really usually a feeling out round to see what your opponent's going to bring. But yeah, I think Quinton Smith's corner will be very happy because it's his first professional boxing fight, and he's held himself with great accord.
All right, well there you go. He's held himself in great accord, says Nathan DiCarlo. Quinton Smith on his professional debut here tonight, round number 2. He certainly did plenty of moving around in that first round in Quinton Smith. He's like a jumping jackrabbit.
Yeah, and that's Stoneley's job, to stop that jumping around. And the way you stop that jumping around is start cutting off the ring. You bring up that back foot, you close that distance, and you make it hard for Quinton Smith to escape left or right. He needs to be more square on, especially when he's got his opponent back to the ropes like now. He needs to be square up and make it really hard for him to escape left or right. Good shots there from Quinton Smith, catching him with an uppercut as his opponent Jackson comes in close.
And Quinton Smith continues to move around, switching stances as well throughout. Quinton Smith.
Yeah, looking very comfortable in there. Obviously, he's got to make some adjustments converting over to the pro boxing ring. You can see he's very upright, like I said earlier on the piece. That needs to change in time. But right now, can't be too hard on him because he's doing a marvellous job here in his first fight.
He's certainly throwing his punches in bunches, which is what you've been calling for throughout the evening tonight from various fighters. And so not looking out of place is the word, but how will Stoneley Jackson deal with this? He continues to control ring position here, Jackson. He is undefeated, 5 professional wins, Mr. Perfect. As this fight starts to open up now, he led with a strong left, Jackson, but as he got a bit closer, Quinton Smith had a little bit something for him himself.
Well, I'll tell you what, Quinton's looking ultra comfortable in there. He's not phased at all, and you could see when he had to fight fire with fire, he was happy doing it.
This fight over 5 3-minute rounds, a minute to go in the second.
So light on his feet. It was a good shot over the top there from Stoneley Jackson. When he throws that right hand, he's got to finish with a hook. Stoneley Jackson. I think it's an opening there, and
a right or a left hook?
I think a left hook, because what happens if you throw a hook after you finish it with your right hand, not only does it sometimes hit, it protects your chin, because if you miss, it's protecting your chin because it's covering your face. So that's it's a win-win situation, so to speak. It's very risky just throwing your right hand, because to throw a right hand, you need to be close to your opponent. But if you don't hit with it, you leave yourself open if you throw nothing after it.
So that's the end of the second. Friendly exchange there from Quinton Smith. He looks really undeterred about everything here tonight, doesn't he, Quinton Smith? It's not phasing him at all. And at the moment, Stoneley Jackson sucking in the big ones as we take a look at the round 2 highlights.
Yeah, it was a really good round. Both boys had their moments. But Quinton Smith doing a good job of evading once again. He got caught with a shot there from Stoneley Jackson, but he needs more of it this third round. He needs to close that distance, and like I said, he needs to bring up that back foot. It's just way too easy at the moment for Quinton Smith to escape left or right. This was that little exchange where they both fought fire with fire. Very relaxed is the corner.
There is Quinton Smith and the corner out of Athlete Gym. I mean, just going back to Stoneley Jackson, Nathan, in terms of how he's approaching a different proposition tonight. Do you like his tactics?
Yeah, I mean, he's trying his hardest, but he just needs to, at stages in that mid-range, and that's the range you don't want to be in, especially against a fighter that is very long, like Quinton Smith. So I think, like I said, bringing up that back foot will bring him so much closer to a victory here tonight.
But apart from that, more of the same from Jackson?
Yes, Yes, he needs to throw punches and plenty of them.
All right, well, he continues to be aggressive here. Stanley Jackson, and Quinton Smith continues to bounce around on that rope.
You can see when Stanley, I talk about that mid-range, when he's there and he's not throwing punches, he's a sitting target. So you're either going to be there throwing punches or you don't want to be there at all. Little flurry there from Quinton Smith. Not really effective, but he's throwing them nonetheless. Once again, back on that jab. That's his most effective shot tonight so far.
Yeah, he's got good composure, Smith, doesn't he?
Yeah,
great composure. He attacks on the counter. He never shies away from it. And he got a nice little left in too as Stanley came in.
Yeah, there was that left hook. Right hand just missed, but the left hook definitely hit its mark. And there's a body shot there as well from Stanley Jackson. That's what he's going to do. But once again, very smart from Quinton Smith, getting back to center ring and back on the jab.
Well, it looks as though fitness will not be a problem for Smith. He's won 5 rounds. And Quinton Smith in his professional boxing debut. And Stanley Jackson with a huge shot dropped Smith for the first time.
Yeah, that was a cracking shot, and he got close enough to his opponent to throw that big right hand. We knew he had power. He's had 5 fights, he's had 5 wins, and a couple of them have ended in knockout as he smells the blood here, and he's closing in on his opponent.
Yeah, another big right there from Stanley Jackson. Have a look at him now. You can smell victory. Absolute onslaught here from Stanley Jackson. Quinton Smith, he doesn't look too deterred again.
Well, Quinton Smith, he's from Innisfail, and one thing we know about North Queenslanders is they're tough as nails, and he's showing that here tonight because he's recovered very well from that big knockdown.
Final 10 seconds.
Oh, another left hook there from Stanley Jackson. He can smell the end. He's very lucky there was only 10 seconds to go left in that round, Quinton Smith, because he was getting some very effective shots off at the end there, Stanley Jackson.
And that right at the end, we have a look at the highlights, that right at the very end, well, that was only inches away from ending Smith's night to finish. What a finish to the round by Stanley Jackson.
Yeah, really effective. He's starting to find a home for that right hand. And that's Quinton Smith's kryptonite so far. As you can see, that big right hand that landed, sending him to the canvas. What a shot. But you know what? Hats off to him. He's recovered very well. He's still in this fight.
Seconds out. This is round 4.
Well, a very pivotal round there, the third, and Stanley Jackson, he's undefeated. Smith on debut tonight. He's just starting to assert his authority, Stanley Jackson. He hasn't backed away from his game plan, has he, Jackson? He's stuck to his guns the whole way through.
He's been in that stalking role from the opening round, but he's just doing it a little bit more effectively now. He's starting to bob and weave, I've noticed. The first couple of rounds he was sort of just, his head was very still. Now he's starting to bob and weave as he comes in, starting to create different angles when he's throwing shots, which is very good. He's trying to find a home for that right hand. You can see he's cocking it at a time. Stanley Jackson
can't you just?
He's just got itchy knuckles and he wants to find a home for it. Once again, bobbing and weaving, trying to make it a moving target for Quinton Smith to hit.
Playing the patient game, Stanley Jackson, waiting for his opening. Quinton Smith, though, you've got to hand it to him. He's working hard, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's stayed in the game, so he's still a live chance. I mean, many people wouldn't have got up from that big knockdown, but he's still in the fight.
Plenty of movement from both fighters here. Smith countering as Jackson peppered the body of the youngster.
I think Quinton Smith will have success straight after Stonely Jackson finishes throwing shots. He needs to throw immediately. You can see he sort of drops the guard when he throws that big shots. So that's where he's the most open. So he's almost got to counter immediately, and I think he'll find success there.
The problem for him, Stonely Jackson wants to play the counter game, doesn't he?
Well, at times now he is, but you know, he's been coming forward his fair share in this fight as well.
Quinton Smith throwing a lot of punches here. Now Jackson comes in. Oh, big right over the top.
Yeah, he rode it pretty well that time, Quinton Smith. He sort of rode out the power in it. Oh, there's a bit of claret coming out of, is it the mouth or the eye of Stonely Jackson?
Looks like that left eye, Nathan.
Yeah, you're right.
So final 20 seconds. Big 20 seconds coming up here for Smith in particular. Again, Jackson just getting Smith on that back foot. Nice left there from Smith. Final seconds. That'll conclude round number 4. Well, he certainly doesn't look tired, Quinton Smith. He was dropped that one time. As we have a look again at the best moments from round 4.
Yeah, and it was a sort of a funny round, to be honest. They weren't really engaging as much as the previous rounds. They were sort of almost having a round off. They fought in spurts, but all the rest they were sort of just relaxing and having a look at each other. So it's a bit of a hard one for the judges to score, but both boys having their moments, but not often in that round.
A shout out as well to ANBF President Adam Height, who's tuning in. Great to have you with us, Heidi. Adam, and of course, a big shout out as well to our supporters here tonight for 4EP's Boxing Bazaar 3, Beirut Bazaar, Sycon Wealth, Gumdale Demolition, Pacific Cuts Barbershop, Punish Fight Gear, Mr. King's Footlong German Sausages, and of course our friends at Concrete Genie. Final round. Jackson versus Smith. Smith in need of a big round here, you would think, Nathan.
Oh yeah, it was his fight to lose. I mean, it's Stonely's fight to lose because he scored that knockdown in a 5-round contest. That's a definite 10-8 round already. So Smith is already well and truly on the back foot when it comes to the scoring side of things. So he needs a big round here, definitely.
And this is better from Smith. Jackson gets one back, but Smith got a couple of scoring shots off then just through his pace and his movement.
Yeah, and that's where he looks best, when he comes forward with multiple shots, both boys coming in close. Stonely Jackson just trying to measure with that lead hand before he pops off that big right hand. You can see it, it's almost cocked every time he wants to throw it.
Looking for the double jab right on that occasion was Jackson. Quinton Smith continues to move around. Jackson now starting to let loose. He's been a little bit within himself in that final round. Perhaps he's got a bit left in the tank here. Stonely Jackson to really attack. Strong left.
Yeah, catching him on the way in is Quinton Smith. He's doing a good job this round of evading much punishment from Stonely Jackson. And when he gets close, he throws 3 and 4 punches trying to catch his opponent on the way in. He's done some Ks. He's circled the ring numerous times throughout this 5-round
Has
contest.
he ever?
He's almost creating a track in the ring. 2 and 3 good shots then once again by that man, Quinton Smith. Really good round for him so far.
Oh, Jackson looking for that right. Just hunting Smith around the ring here. It's relentless from Stonely Jackson.
Oh, big right hand just missing there from Jackson. final shots just missing there from Quinton Smith, but he's willing this round. He's definitely come home the stronger.
He's certainly willing, and he's got enough trickery where you never know. He might just land that money shot. He's got to keep mixing it up, keep the variety and the pace and the movement. There's only 10 seconds remaining here in the final round.
Time is running out, and that'll almost close us out. A little break. A couple of shots there from both boys, and that's all she wrote.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the two fighters. Great contest there. We go to the judges' scorecards after 5 rounds. Judge Philip Holliday scores the contest 48-46. Judge Paul Williams scores the contest 50-44. And Judge Van Galen scores the contest 48-46. All to your winner by unanimous decision. And it goes to the red corner, Stonely Jackson Griffith.
So congratulations, Stonely Jackson, who moves to 6-0, and the perfect record continues for him.
Yeah, I think it was a deserving winner, definitely. It was a tough contest for him. It was probably a little bit closer than some of those judges' scorecards probably portrayed, but definitely, the winner was definitely the man in the red corner, Stonely Jackson, for sure.